Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. That's the stuff you want to use. There, floated that out so it's flush. And now I'm going to work on this some more. Let's see how I can, trying to get you halfway close. Now before you just start scraping willy-nilly on it, just do a little test on it to see. You want to make sure it's not going to drag. Okay? And it looks about right. Man, if anything it might be, no, I was going to say if anything it might be still too wet, but it's not. I can see a high point right here. And I see where the screws are. I can see the black heads of the screws. First coat, you're never going to get it perfect on the first coat. Okay? Never. I don't care what you do. Well, that stucco patch, if you saw that, if you were doing it on a wall, you could almost make that work. One go, huh? Almost. Dried quicker on this metal. Wow. I got it pretty much at the right angle though. This stuff is very forgiving because you can just contour it after you put it on, after it dries. If anything, it's just slightly, most of it's slightly low still. It's got to go up just a hair further because the screw, I can see the whole screw sticking out right there. Right along this path. Okay. With this stuff, the good thing with this too is once it's hard like this, you can mix up the next bit and put it right on. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for it to cure or anything like that. Okay. Not bad for the first go around. I was kind of sweating that a little bit, thinking, okay, how am I gonna do this? Until I came up with the idea of putting the screws in so that I could see the top edges of the screws. Because when I put those in, I had my level out, or actually I had my T-square out. Where is my T-square? Where did it go? Ah, here it is. I had my T-square, and once I determined where the top screw was going to go, this T-square happened to be about the right length. So I went from that, put another screw until it hit. If it teeter-tottered, I would screw it in a little bit. And I made them, you know, a little less than 8 inches apart, 6 inches apart, so that if I wanted to, I could hold my knife up in there. See, I can see what I need to do. Okay, that was a good first coat on there. I'm just getting ready to mix up some more putty, but it's important to scratch off the surface and make sure there's no dipsy doodles on here when this is drying, because you want the next coat on here, you want it to go on nice and flat. Okay, and I almost forgot to do that in this one section. I thought, oh, it was just a filler, but there were some high edges along the outside here and also in here, and I had to scrape it down a little bit along in here. Okay, and then obviously when you do that, you gotta sweep this area up. Sweep it all up before you get ready to mix up your next batch. Okay, so I've got it all swept up now. I've got my bucket here, my little dustpan, I got my little broom, and I'm gonna have to, every so often, I'm going to have to sweep up. I had a mess over here. I swept that up. I swept this one up. Picked that up. Might as well. I still have to double check these different areas and go over them again. But I don't want to walk through all this stuff all the time. So keep a nice clean area so you don't slip and fall. So you don't happen to put some bits and pieces inside your next coat, and your next coat doesn't go on nice and smooth, and you keep picking stuff out because it keeps catching on your sheetrock knife and your sheetrock blade here. Okay, so word to the wise, and do that every so often on your project. So this time I'm going to mix up about the same amount, and that way I can skin over, I can fill this area up in the corner, and I can skin this. This is still a little low in here, and I can do that. Then if I have any excess, I can put it over here and get ready for this one. Okay, have your game plan, and hey, you don't always have to stick to it. I change my game plan periodically. I think I'm going to do one thing and then I change my mind, want to do it a different way. It's okay to change your mind. Just keep going, work forward on your project.